What's up, Strong Girls? I'm Coach O, and this is Strong Girl Secrets. My name is Oriana Golvazin, and I'm a personal trainer in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I run an all-girls gym, and I do in-person and online personal training. I specialize in working with youth athletes ages 10 to 18, and I also love working with college students, moms, and any strong girl out there. This podcast is for you. So I figured with this first podcast here, I'd give you guys a little bit of a background into who I am. So my name is Oriana Golvazin. I was born and raised in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Go Blue. And growing up, my mom put me in dance class. So at 4 years old, I was your typical little ballerina. So I went to dance class in the pink tights, the black leotard, the little tutu, and I absolutely loved it. And I stuck with ballet for about 10 years, and I worked my way up to ballet on point. And there was something about ballet that I absolutely, truly loved. I loved how strict everything was. There was a right from a wrong. And yeah, so loved doing that, and then hit middle school and I wanted to join the team sports that my school was offering, so I joined the tennis team. And I'd always played tennis growing up in the summers with my brother and my dad, but the school, offered this opportunity to join the team and be competitive, so I did that 2 to 3 days a week, and I was still dancing at the time. So continued through that through middle school, and then high school came along. And obviously high school, there's a lot more time commitment to any extracurricular activity that you do. So my mom gave me the choice that I had to choose between dance and team sports. And as much as I loved to dance, I really felt that I was missing out and really wanted to try a team sport to have that team aspect, because both ballet and tennis are what I consider individual skills and individual sports, and I really wanted that feeling of being on a team. So let dance go, and I joined the field hockey team, and I had never played field hockey before. And if you're from the Midwest or like the Northeast, you hopefully know what field hockey is. Most of my girls here in the South, they have never heard of field hockey before. But I think it's a super fun sport. Definitely look it up. If you're on YouTube, I'll put some pictures up here of it. Anyways, joined the field hockey team, absolutely loved it. Now I'm on this team with all these girls, and then I also continued with tennis and played on the varsity team for tennis as well. So played varsity for 4 years with both of those sports, and that's when I truly fell in love with being on a team, being a captain, being a leader, and really surrounding myself with sports. And I identified as being an athlete throughout high school. Come here. Banjo has joined us. Oh, just kidding. Alright, so now I've graduated high school and I'm headed off to college, so I stayed nice and close to home. I attended the University of Michigan, and I just went to school to be a student, so I was leaving team sports behind me. I wasn't planning on playing sports in college. So heading into college without my team sports, I felt a little bit lost. I felt that there was that part of my identity that I didn't have anymore, and I didn't really know what to do. I knew I wanted to stay active and fit and have that competitive side of me. I just truly didn't know what to do. And this is when one of my friends at the time had brought me to the gym, and they introduced me into weightlifting and strength training. So at the time, I attended my local YMCA. This is the summer before college, and I did your typical bro split, so the push-pull legs. I was doing the same workout, 3 to 4 times a week, pretty much the same workout for an entire year. And I thought it was great. It showed me consistency. It showed me progressive overload. It gave me that opportunity to learn all the machines, learn how to use equipment, get comfortable in a gym, get comfortable carrying myself in and around the gym. But there was always a point or an aspect that I was missing, and that was feeling like an athlete. So when I was doing those bro splits, that was a little bit more bodybuilding style. I was building muscle and putting on muscle, but I wasn't doing like athletic movements. And what I mean to say by that is plyometrics, agility, jumping, your more powerful movements. So at the time, I was kind of exploring on YouTube and Instagram and anywhere that I could really find information, and I started writing my own workouts. And so that was really fun because I got to be creative again and kind of choose exercises that I felt aligned with my goals a little bit better, and trying to, just explore what was out there and discover what I loved in terms of working out and what kind of workouts that I enjoyed and made my body feel great and my mind. So at this time, I'm spending a lot of time at the YMCA doing my workouts, and I figured as a college student who wanted to earn a little bit of extra spending money, why not get a job there? So I was doing your typical gym maintenance stuff like folding towels, wiping down machines, giving tours, and having that opportunity to spend more time there. I met a lot of other people, a lot of friends, and I was actually writing workouts for people, kind of under the table personal training kind of stuff. But that was my first little dip of the toe into the personal training world, and I really liked it. I got to be creative, I got to listen to other people's goals and kind of write workouts towards what they wanted to do based on all that research that I was doing online. At this time too, my old school that I attended middle school and high school for had contacted me, and they offered me the head coach job for the middle school field hockey team. So I was super excited to go back to my old school and coach those girls and coach a sport that I truly loved. So at this time, I'm spending time at the YMCA, kind of in that personal training strength world. And then I'm also back at my school coaching the middle school field hockey team, having that opportunity to bring girls together and coach a team towards one goal. So I'm working both these jobs, I'm absolutely loving it, and then COVID hits. So at this time I ended up switching gyms to a smaller local gym, and switching over to that gym, it was my first introduction into more of a strength and conditioning or college strength and conditioning format or style of training. And that kind of showed me how strength training along with that plyometric work, and it was my first time ever seeing how you format a workout in that style has a direct correlation to sports performance. So I was kind of firsthand seeing how training in that strength and conditioning style could actually directly help those field hockey athletes that I was working with. So it kind of opened my eyes into seeing, all right, what can I bring to my field hockey team and coaching them through what I'm learning at this gym now. And so I started off at that gym as just a client, and then I quickly got a job there because I love that style of training. So I worked at this local strength and conditioning gym for about 4 to 6 months, and obviously at that time I'm still working with that field hockey team. And through my time there, I'm discovering that I'm loving this style of training and coaching strength and conditioning, but I'm also feeling such a strong connection towards coaching the younger generation and younger athletes and making that connection with those youth female athletes. So I needed to find a way to bring those worlds together, and that's when we had the idea of creating Coach O Athletics. So by creating Coach O Athletics, I wanted to create an environment and a safe space for girls as young as the age of 10 to have that opportunity to train in a gym where there was no judgment, and it was a safe place for them to explore, learn how to use equipment, and explore their strength, discover their strength, and realize that being strong is such a beautiful attribute and something to be proud of to carry themselves through their everyday life, whether that's through sport, through life, through college, whatever it may be. So when I first started Coach O Athletics, I didn't have any gym space. I also didn't have any equipment besides some cones from my field hockey bag and some tennis balls. And my first few clients, I would actually meet them outdoors. So we trained at Ferry Field, which is this outdoor track and then little athletic area on the University of Michigan campus. And at the time it was during COVID, so we were outdoors wearing masks, and we were also in like 6 inches of snow because it was smack in the middle of winter. So I'll put some images up here with all the snow, and I'd never been colder in my life. I would actually schedule 10 to 15 minutes in between my sessions to go back in my car, blast the heat, and warm up before I had to start my next training session because I literally could not feel my toes, and it was crazy. But yeah, without those first few sessions, I would not have realized that, there truly was a need for a coach who wanted to start with youth athletes and younger female athletes as early as the age of 10, and having those sessions and seeing their confidence grow just from learning a movement within 5 or 10 minutes, and we were just having so much fun. That truly showed to me that there's a need for an all-girls gym, an all-girls personal trainer, and to allow, girls as young as the age of 10 to learn and develop the skills of strength and conditioning. Through those first few months of doing Coach Athletics with those first Strong Girl sessions, I saw that I could now grow Coach Athletics into something a little bit bigger. So I bought some equipment, and at that time I was still training in the park, so I would be carrying my dumbbells from in the car out to the park, back into the car, and after a few months that got really tiring. So my boyfriend at the time, who's now my fiance, we decided to move apartments, and so we moved to an apartment that had a one-car garage, so not super big, but for me, having a space where I could have equipment was huge. So we installed flooring, we got a rack, we got a bike, bench, plyometric box. The equipment grew over the year and a half that we were there, and it was so exciting for the girls that I was working with to finally have equipment that was more than a few dumbbells, a resistance band, and some cones. So them learning, or the girls being able to learn, full-on barbell movements, pull-ups, stuff like that was so much fun, and I just, again, saw their confidence kind of skyrocket. And now having this space with the equipment, I was able to grow my clientele. So not only was I working with, the younger age group of 10 to 12, but introducing more middle school and high school athletes and some high schoolers who, are working towards that goal of playing, in a Division I college, but also working with those high schoolers. And then I had an opportunity to have their moms join in on some of their sessions. So instead of the moms just dropping them off, the moms got to join in, and doing the mother-daughter sessions is still super, super fun. It's such a great role model and learning experience for both the mom and the daughter. So yeah, continued that in Ann Arbor, Michigan for about a year and a half, grew the clients, grew the equipment, grew the strength and conditioning programming itself, because as a coach, I kept learning better techniques, better programs, better movements. And, I just truly got to see girls and their moms grow over the weeks, over the months, and learning stuff. And it was so cool to see them even know how to use the equipment on their own, set it up, read a workout on their own. That's my goal, is for the girls or any strong girl out there to be independent in the gym, regardless if they're working with me or not. As I was doing Coach Athletics, I was actually still in college, so did this for about the last year and a half that I was in college, and I'm coming up to my graduation in May of 2022. And at the time, I kind of always knew that I wanted to live somewhere a little bit warmer, and also I had only ever lived in Ann Arbor, Michigan, so I kind of wanted to explore what else is out there. And so I came to the really hard decision to decide to end Coach Athletics in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and that's when my boyfriend and I moved down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So, it's not that I left those girls behind. I still talk to pretty much all of those strong girls all the time. That's my Michigan community, and I just saw it as an opportunity to grow the strong girl community somewhere else. And hopefully, as the years go on, I can grow a strong girl community all over the US or all over the world. So moving to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I knew, I saw how I had no gym to having a one-car garage, and that is a little bit small, and I was like, we are gonna find a house with a two-car garage. And to me, that's doubling the size, doubling the amount of equipment, doubling the amount of athletes you can have working in there. So got this new garage. I'll put the picture up here. So like I said, I'm able to have double the amount of equipment. I can have a little bit larger groups, and I love having larger groups working out just because we get that team aspect. There's a little bit more competitiveness between the girls, and it's just more fun when you get to do it with friends. So yeah, that is kind of where I'm at now in Tuscaloosa, Alabama with my strong girl community, and I've met so many new girls. The sports culture, I don't want to say culture, the choice in sports in Alabama differs greatly from the sports that we had up in Michigan, just in terms of weather and stuff. Michigan was a little bit more soccer, field hockey, and tennis, and down here in Alabama, I'm working with a lot more softball players. So that's been fun for me as a coach to kind of see the difference in that kind of programming and, working with different kinds of athletes and, creating programs for all of them. Having the opportunity over the past 3 or 4 years to work with a wide array of strong girls, from those little youth athletes, 10 to 12 years old, to the middle school and high schoolers, some even trying to compete at a Division I college, to working with college students here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, including some of the strong moms into the sessions, and even working with a 65-year-old strong girl who is competing in pickleball tournaments. It's just so fun for me to be able to learn about their lives, learn about their goals, program in different styles for all of them, and it's made me a better coach in order to research all of these different styles and find workouts that actually give results, and that's what makes me excited to continue to coach and hopefully coach for you one day too. Looking forward with Coach O Athletics, the goal is to grow the Strong Girl community, and that starts with you. Any topic related to health and fitness is in play, so whatever you want to learn about, whether that's programming, workouts, nutrition, sports, anything that you want to know about, I am your resource for you. This is just episode 1 of Strong Girl Secrets, so I would love for you to drop any comments below on any topic that you want me to dive a little bit deeper into. If you would love to join the Strong Girl community, it would mean a lot if you went ahead and liked and subscribed to this YouTube channel. You can also find me on Spotify podcasts, and go ahead and follow my Instagram, Coach O Athletics, for everything that I do, from my day-to-day life to my workouts and a lot of educational gym content. This is the first podcast of many, so make sure to go ahead and drop your gym questions down below, and I'll see you next time in Strong Girl Secrets. Shh.